Okay. I'm back from the store. How long's it been since my last video? A few hours, right? Let's talk about 2022 then. So yes, I'm back. Wait. Where's my hat? There it is. So yes, I am back. This is my top 10 list for songs of 2022. This is probably going to come out a little bit later in the month of January. This was an interesting year for music. I feel like in the genres that I usually listen to a little bit more than others, not including a few exceptions, there wasn't really anything like crazy mind-blowing that came out in those genres this year, which was kind of a good thing because it kind of made me turn my eye towards stuff I usually don't listen to as much. And I found some really cool stuff this year. I think that really expanded my horizons in the world of music this year because I feel like usually a top 10 list of mine would have like 7 metal songs, but that's just not really the case this year. I do have honorable mentions, but there's like so many good songs that I just wish I could have put in a top 10 list, but there was just no room for that. I'm just gonna put them in the video description and list them out here. There you go. There's all the honorable mentions. Yeehaw. For the number 10 spot though, I'm going to have to give it to Delta Sleep's rework of the song After Image. Now I tried to avoid covers for this list. If I didn't do that, I feel like Vulfmon and Monica Martin's version of Alone Again Naturally would literally just take up all 10 spots on my list. But I think it's different when a band just recontextualizes a previous song on one of their older albums. The original version of After Image was off of their 2018 album Ghost City, and I really liked that song, but this redo I feel like is exactly what it needed. Bringing in the full band for this song just fits it so much better. I mean, it's all got that Delta Sleep feel to it. I greatly enjoyed their 2021 album Spring Island. I did a review on that, and I think this song is just on the exact same level. That being said, I think it's some of the best stuff that Delta Sleep has ever done. I feel like they're really growing as musicians, and it just makes me really excited to see what they have in the future. Number 9, we gotta give it to Everything Goes On by Porter Robinson. This song also was released as like a promotion for League of Legends, I think. Although I don't really know what it has to do with the video game. All this song did was make me download League of Legends again for the first time in 3 years. Thanks, Porter Robinson. No, but in all seriousness, I think this is a very well-structured, well-written, and well-mixed track. Worlds was a pretty good album. There were some songs on there that I wasn't crazy about, but when Nurture came out, I was all about it. I loved just about every single song on that album. And this is the first release that we have since that album, and I think Porter Robinson is still sitting on that very high level that he was on Nurture. I love this direction that he's going in with more piano and more soft stuff. There's just something about it that really relaxes me, and I think in a year like 2022, that's very important. Excellent work by Porter Robinson. Like Delta Sleep, really excited to see what he has in store in the future. For my number 8 pick, we gotta give it to Because by Danger Mouse and Black Thought, featuring Joey Badass, Russ, and Dylan Cartilage. This song is exactly what I needed this year. This has actually become my commute song, I think. There's just such an awesome retro yet clean production on this thing. The verses are fantastic. Not only the actual bars that they're putting out, but the way they say them, it's just so much feeling in this one. Admittedly, the entire Cheat Codes album was really great, and there's a lot of songs on there that I would have loved to put in this list, but I had to go with this one. This is definitely the one that I've been listening to more than any other from that album. For number 7, we gotta give it to Alex G's Runner. Cool instrumentation on this one. I mean, it's a really awesome, like, alternative pop hit. It reminds me of a time when alternative summer hits were such a big deal because I feel like that's sort of the style that the song fits right into. Really wasn't a huge Alex G fan either, but man, when I found this song, I mean, I just kind of couldn't stop listening to it. I was actually very impressed. I actually have not heard this entire album yet, so maybe this pick would change if I had. I definitely have to go back and listen to it though, because this song does show a lot of promise. And from what I can tell, it seems like a lot of people are listening to this one this year as well. Number 6, I had to give it to my boys in Seder with their song Dogma. I know, I'm also surprised I'm not giving it to any one of their 3 singles from this album. You know, I still love Vector and a lot of other songs on this record, but I feel like I had to give this pick to Dogma because I've been listening to this album a lot since my initial review that I did, and the songs that I didn't like as much as others initially have kind of started becoming my favorites, and this one is at the helm of that. The songwriting techniques that are being used here, the little intricacies that are all throughout this song are just so much more elevated than anything else I've really heard in the progressive rock scene this year. And yes, I understand that kind of like contradicts the songs that I liked more in my initial review, but boy, after listening to this one a few times with headphones on, noticing all of the beautiful parts that are hidden and weaved throughout it, I mean, it's really impressive songwriting, so I definitely had to give it to Dogma over any other Seder song. Number 5, we're giving it to Simulation Swarm by Big Thief. I could easily consider this one of the best indie songs of the year. I actually was unfamiliar with this group or this album until only a few months ago, so right now I think this song is coming up on almost a year old. But man, this is one of the few albums this year that I could listen to front to back multiple times in a row, despite it being a pretty long album. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful tracks on this album that really tug at the heartstrings, but Simulation Swarm was different in that it provided this eerie, cool, outdoor vibe that is just so perfect for this type of song. There's such creative instrumentation and vocal melodies on this song, and it has put Big Thief on my radar for the future. Number 4 has got to go to Quedeca's Born Yesterday. Yet another artist that I actually only discovered last year. I think this is a magnificent song. The idea of this song being that Quedeca is dead and he's speaking to his mother who is still alive, which is kind of like the opposite of what it makes you think. You know, some songs you can just kind of tell when an artist has kind of put their heart and soul into it. I really get that with this one. It really gives you a sense of perspective. I think that there's a lot of meaning behind the way that his vocals translate into the song. I mean, it's one thing for a song to be good and catchy, and it's another thing for an artist to be making some freaking art, and that's how I feel here. Really magical song. I've actually started listening to it before taking a nap to see if it would give me any cool dreams, because that's what I feel like this song is like. It's like taking you through the process of being in like a very strong emotional dream. Really awesome music video too. Bonus points for that. Number 3 without a doubt goes to Synergy by Dance Gavin Dance. You knew this was coming. I've talked about this album enough on this channel, so I won't spend too much time on this because people that already watched, you know why I like this song. Definitely my favorite rock song of the year. It's got everything. It's got an awesome feature from Rob Damiani, awesome guitar parts, awesome movements in the song. They really came out the gate swinging with this first single for their album Jackpot Juicer, and I just can't get enough of it. This was actually my most played song of 2022 on Spotify, and it just does not fail to get me going each and every time I listen to it. For our number 2 pick, gotta give it to my boy Kendrick. The Heart Part 5. One of the most creative and meaningful rap songs of the year. Such an awesome beat and progression and flow from Kendrick himself on this one. He's making so many nods in this one to culture and perspective and anything in his life that means something. Kendrick has always been a respected dude, but this is now actually one of my favorite songs in his entire discography, just for what it speaks about, how he says it, and just how groovy it is. It's good to know there's a lot of rappers out there that are not just following the triplet Migos trend. I can always count on Kendrick to bring something different to the table, and that's exactly what he did here in the best way possible. Number 1, Come Sail Away by Styx. My number 1 pick, drum roll, Bet by Snarky Puppy. Big Band is back. So many fantastic, talented musicians coming together to give us this piece of music just means the world to me. I've heard plenty of their music before. A lot of the songs off of We Like It Here definitely strike me. But oh man, can I just count on this song to put me in the best mood possible? Every single section in this song could be the basis for an entirely different fantastic song, and they're all compiled into one 5.5 minute long jam. I highly recommend watching the actual video of them playing this song because it just makes you find an entirely new appreciation for music. Honestly, never thought a Snarky Puppy song would make it to my top 1 pick, but holy crap, man, this one is gonna be on repeat for a long time over here. There you go, those are my best songs of 2022. Again, a lot of different genres that I didn't think would be as prominent or striking to me as they were. I really think this year flipped the script on my perception of music. What are your top 10 picks? Put them in the comments and everything. Make sure to check out my album reviews, and I'll see you guys soon. It's good to be back. Happy 2023.